statute book. If you're a historian, you go to the library, a preacher looks in the Bible. And in my Bible, there was a man named Samson. And he was the strongest one around. But they tricked and deceived him. They're going to try and trick and deceive people and tell them that it's about safety, that we're not in favor of safety. Nothing could be further from the truth. We are those people who used to be out there. And now they've created jobs. These men, these women have created jobs in our community. We're concerned about safety. We're the ones who created the job. But the most important thing we're concerned about is justice. And so you see in the Bible, the most important words that you can see in the Bible are, and then he came to himself. And when Samson was in trouble, he got his eyes gouged out. He found himself weak. So he thought, but then he came to himself. He woke up, he spoke up, and then he stood up. Well, we want to tell the press and we want to tell the world, to tell Albany that Samson is coming. We're going to go to Albany this session and demand change now. We're going to tell the Speaker, Sheldon Silver, get out of the way. We're going to tell the caucus members, we sent you to stand up for us, and we want you to stand up for us right now and deliver on this issue. And the governor of the state of New York, America is watching. You've been eloquent, but now we need you to deliver, and we need you to deliver right now. You see, our jobs depend on it. Our lives depend on it, and our future depends on it. We won't be turned around. So go and tell Albany that Samson is coming. And Samson is coming around the issue of jobs, safety, and justice. Jobs, safety, and justice. Jobs, safety, and justice.
Thank you, Reverend DeGraff. I'd like to now call to the podium one of our top WBE contractors in the city of New York, Christine Asha, from Donaldson Interiors.
Good morning. I'm an interiors contractor. I work in New York in all the 5 boroughs. We have had the distinct problem of acquiring insurance. The SCA almost lost their insurance this year due to the scaffold law. The high premiums that are being put out there just to be insured to do any type of public work is putting the MWBE community and businesses that build the city at risk.
Go ahead.
We may have to close our doors because these small and minority businesses can't afford Sheldon Silver and the scaffold law.
Tell it.
All right.
We are not looking to do away with this. We're looking to reform it, to make it fair. All we want is justice.
That's right.
Justice.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's right.
Now representing another member of our MBE construction community, one of our top MBE contractors, Sam Padilla from Padilla Construction.
All right, Sam. Come on and tell it, Sam.
Good morning.
I can't hear you.
As a rep has said, what we need here is we need jobs. We're advocating safety, and definitely we need justice. Our insurance premiums have doubled, and are going to triple as a result of the current Law 240. I have been in business for 20 years, and I've seen the insurance costs soar, but I have never seen anything like we are facing today. And what's happening today is that the minority communities, the minority business owners, us, we're not going to be able to get insurance and meet the new criteria of the EMR. The ratings that the insurance companies are going to impose on minority companies, on all companies, are going to be such that a lot of them will have to close their doors. We're losing jobs to insurance premiums. For every dollar that you spend on an insurance premium that's unnecessary because of this absolute culpability, we are losing a job. And every job that we lose comes from our community. All right? So we all have to band together. We all have to say this has to change.
That's right.
We're not going to take it. We're not taking it anymore.
That's right.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Another preacher.
Thank you, Sam. We talk about banding together. We talk about allying together to reform this onerous law, and we're working together with the BTEA, the construction industry, to to bring forth real substantive change now. I'd like to now call to the podium Lou Coletti, President of the Building Trades Employees Union.
Come on, Lou.
Today, the construction industry stands united. Contractors of all race, creed, color, and gender. Contractors small and large, union and non-union. We stand united in our call to our elected officials in Albany to find the political will and courage to stand up to the trial attorneys and reform the scaffold law now. New York State is the only state in this country that still has this 130-year-old law. And the only people that benefit from this law are the trial attorneys. None of us. None of the people that work for us. Okay? They are going to tell you that any change in the law will make construction sites less safe. Listen closely. That is a lie.
That's right.
A lie. Our reform preserves the right of any injured worker to file a lawsuit. Our reform rewards contractors who provide a safe work site and punishes those contractors who don't. This is a fight about spending our hard-earned tax dollars to create new business opportunities for small and minority and women-owned businesses and jobs in our neighborhoods. This is a fight about reducing our children's overcrowded classrooms and getting them out of the trailers and into new classrooms so they can learn.
Tell it.
The unwillingness of the trial attorneys to change the scaffold law means that 4,500 pre-K seats will not be built next year. Let me say that again. 4,500 pre-K seats will not be built next year. Over the next 3 years, it means we will be spending over $650 million more on legal fees and lawsuits, not classrooms. Over the next 5 years, we'll be spending over $1 billion on legal fees and lawsuits, not new classrooms. This is a fight for justice, for safety, and for fairness, for our communities and for our children. Now is the time for our elected officials in Albany to say no to the trial attorneys and to take action to create new classrooms, new business opportunities, and new jobs for all New Yorkers. Thank you.
For decades, AMWCB, the Association of Minority Enterprises of New York, have been representing our smallest minority business enterprises, our construction industry, for decades. I'd like to call to the podium now James Heiliger, President of AMWCB.
Come on, Jay.
Come on, Jay.
Come on, Jay.
Good morning. I'm going to take a different tack. Maybe we might have to close down one of your airports. Maybe we might have to close down your bridges. But you're not going to not educate our kids anymore. This is a lie. The lie. You know it's a lie. Insurance company don't want to, they didn't want insurance on Sandy. The trial lawyers want a no-show job when all they got to do is walk in the court and get paid. No. Elections have consequences. Caucus, we push it out, but take out. This time, stand up against the establishment. Oh, man. But vote for our kids this time. Not close our schools. We spent a decade, put $200 million program together to recoup what Giuliani killed us for when he took us out of the MBE program that Jenkins put together. We got $100 million coming from the MTA based on the same type of mentoring to try to bring our people back to justice. We hire our people. If we don't work, nobody works.
That's right.
We're going to war. Albany, we're coming.
We will be in Albany for the State of the State. We will be in Albany for the caucus weekend. There won't be a party this year. We're coming with an agenda, and we won't leave until we're satisfied. And so we stand together shoulder to shoulder. And this is not just a happenstance crowd. This represents thousands of New Yorkers who are fed up with status quo. And so we stand together with NYSAM from Brooklyn, We stand together with JBRC from Queens. We stand together with leaders and workers and union people who are all concerned about justice. So we're serving notice, and you can say that you were here when the movement began, that it began right here in New York City on December 17th, and it won't rest until we get justice in New York. We now welcome your questions from the press. We also want to say one thing, that given a crowd of this size, that somebody here is Delilah. See, if you knew from your Bible, you know who Delilah was. Somebody's job here is to try to stop Samson. I want to tell whoever that person is that you can't turn us around. So don't tell people that we're a front for somebody else.
That's right.
We're not ignorant. We can stand up and we know about freedom for ourselves. No one has to send us there. That's what they did in South Africa. They said when we started to do an apartheid movement, a Samson movement, that if you did that, you'd be hurting blacks in South Africa. But they're not saying that anymore. They said that in the South, that we'd like to help the coloreds over here, but these outside agitators, they said it here today, and they've been whispering it, but they won't come out in front and say it. But they'll say, oh, they're not really upset. They're really exploiting their own workers. They're really a front for the construction industry. Well, look at the record and look at the people. We're not a front for anybody. We're standing on our own 2 feet. We're the people who elected the President of the United States and made world history. We're the people who put the next progressive in City Hall. So you run tell that Samson is standing tall and we won't be turned back. Any